After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello, and welcome to Pen, Hook, and Needles, episode 107. It is Tuesday, June 17th, 2014, and we are again in our front room.
Which is basically the new recording studio.
For the moment.
Overhead, and actually not overhead, but over your loudspeakers, whatever the heck you're listening to.
Earbuds.
Just finished hearing After the Ball is Over, or part of After the Ball is Over, by Ren Ross, obtained from moviealley.com from Vimeo.
Okay, I am Marlicia, known as Lady Fernico, and my hair is a mess.
And I am
everywhere.
Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy. Everywhere.
Okay. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers. We're glad to have you back with us. Yay. We have one new member who has signed up with us. Her name is Bryony Bear, who is Kay. Welcome, Kay. We're glad to have you with us. And we're glad to have all our returning viewers with us. Very exciting.
Yes, it is.
Grab your chai tea or coffee or whatever. I'm playing with my hair.
I'm sure they can see that.
Chai tea.
I actually have chai tea too.
Yes.
But it's cocoa chai.
Yes, I'll have cocoa chai next time. I didn't think about that. Anyway.
Do you still have some?
I do.
I do.
Yes, so anyway, we're digressing. We welcome everybody who is new and returning. We're glad to have you with us. It's exciting to begin with you another week.
Did we say what episode number it was?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
107. I said the date and everything.
Wow.
I'm good. Anyway.
This is why I don't listen, because I don't have to. You two are just fine without me listening. Yes? We were podcasting.
You're an oboe head. Anyway, I closed the 200...
George, your snake is here.
Yes, and all the Podiversary people, or not the Podiversary, the Autism Awareness little guys are here. I'm going to have to put Skittles down because I need my hands. They're happy. Hold on. Okay, our Podiversary 200 member... Podiversary 200
animals
member...
are encroaching into my arm space.
Hey, you're not listening to me.
But they're encroaching into my knitting space.
I do not, in fact, care. Flick. Now. They're happy.
Do hippos even make that noise?
I don't know. They do it with their mouth like this.
I have a snake back there.
It doesn't eat hippos. It eats fiberfill.
Well, remember that one snake that ate a cow?
Yeah, but he's not a cow.
That's the right size.
Anyway, I digress. The 200 member, 2-year, 100 episode thread is closed. Thank you for everybody who answered the questions. It was fun to read all the answers. They made me smile. There was a couple there, and I can't remember which ones they were because we were kind of rushed and putting things together. A little bit rushed today, but they were fun to read. I enjoyed that immensely. So we did, my random number generator is upstairs doing whatever it is she's doing. Davina picked them out for me. We have 4 winners. The first one is Hank's mom, who is Robin, and she won the 2 skeins of Patton's, I think it's called Patton's lace weight. Where's the other one? In the white. What's the second one in here somewhere? Anyway, there's 2 of these.
Well, if you just show one, it's
There's
fine.
2 of these.
She'll believe there's 2.
There. 2 of them. And it's really fuzzy because it's mohair, but kind of mohair-y lace. So that's for you, Hank's mom, Robin.
Is there even this thing as mohair lace?
I don't know. It's lace weight and it's got kind of fuzzy stuff.
Oh, it does have mohair in it. It's acrylic and mohair and wool.
Yep.
But it's only 10% mohair.
Yeah, that's quite enough. Okay, so that's Robin. I think I have your address, but send it to me anyway so we can get this off to you. Congratulations. Our second winner was Scarves Etc., who's Nicole. And yes, Nicole, I know we have your address. Send it to us again, please. Because
Again, Mom? We literally just got it.
I want her to send it to me again.
Because she believes in useless activities.
because it's the only way I know she can write to us. We like you, Nicole. Here we go. This is Nicole. Nicole got the grab bag.
Yeah.
Nicole, or when I say we, I mean Talia, ordered another one of these and it never came in. So you're getting one of these, one of the gray, and then you're getting
I think the
pink.
gray is gorgeous.
I do too. I think the whole thing goes really well
Yeah.
together. I'm not sure if it's the same weight.
But this one's bulky as well.
Okay.
This one is... It's super kid mohair with 36% silk.
Silk, yeah. Anyway,
I mean, you can tell it's bulky.
She-
They're all bulky.
She's talented. She'll figure out what to do with it. This is yours, Nicole. So if you get the chance, just send me your address. I know I have it, but I'm always kind of...
Because she doesn't believe that it's the right address, even though, we know it's the right address.
Yeah,
so-
I'm kind of strange that way. Our third winner is Sun Country, Izzy. Yay, Izzy, we did not bump you. Despite your request to be bumped, you were not bumped. You won the Landloft. Woo! Woo! This is sport weight, I think.
It is. Because I have worsted.
It's in maple praline colorway. It's sport weight, 100% wool, moth proofed. I like this yarn. I love the color. I just couldn't figure out what to do with it.
She had it for a particular project
I
and
know.
didn't work for that project.
Yeah, I think Izzy will find something amazing to make out of it because she's another one who's really talented.
It was very fun to work with when I did the worsted version for my first sweater.
Okay, so Izzy, send me your address. We'll get this off to you. And the last one, our last winner, is a relative newcomer to our group. It's the No Makers yarn in the candy corn colorway. It's Jennifer. I Love Me Yarn. So Jennifer,
Jennifer's the winner.
you are the winner. I Love Me Yarn. And Jennifer, I do not have your address, so I need it for us to be able to send this out to you. So congratulations.
Did you remember to ask Izzy for her address? I know we
did.
have Izzy's
I
address,
did.
but...
I did. Yep. All the addresses, please PM me because Talia will be starting a work stretch, so I need to get the addresses to me.
Actually, no, I'll be finishing a work stretch. I have 2 more... Well, I guess I have 2 shifts.
Yeah, you have 2 shifts.
Yeah, still send it along.
You can just send it to me, and Talia and I will get it out to you, hopefully.
In a decent amount of time.
Hopefully in a decent amount of time. So the only reason that we might not do that is if we wait for the end of the autism awareness, but I don't want to do that.
No,
So
it'd be better to do.
just get us your addresses as soon as possible, and we will get these out to you as soon as possible.
But they're going to get used to being able to post office.
Yeah. Oh, Izzy, you have an extra one. 5 of these, I think. No, it's 4. I lied.
Mom just can't count.
Yeah. Okay.
You know you're supposed to at least be able to count to 10 in order to do crafting, right?
I can count to 10.
Just not to 4?
Not to 4. I go 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so that's that. Thank you for all. Wait a minute.
Is there actually 5?
I don't know. 2. Izzy, you will be receiving
A
4
certain-
or 5 of these Lamelofts. 5. Yay! I was right. 5. Elmo got new shoes.
There's something wrong with your brain.
I know. I can't help myself. I blame it all on Talia. Okay. All right. So congratulations to all our winners. Thank you for playing with us. It was fun.
You dropped something.
Ollie fell down.
Ollie looks like Stanny.
Yeah.
He's not going to stay on the snake.
He can ride the snake.
He's not going to stay on
Ride him, cowboy.
He won't stay, though.
Wait a minute.
He looks like a surfer dude.
Whoa. Radical.
I don't think he's going to stay.
No, he's not going to stay.
That's not staying. That's taking a nap.
So he's tired.
He's doing a face plant.
Go on, we have Potiversary. We did the Potiversary. Thank you for playing. I know we're being a little silly. Let's move on. Oh, man. I'm a little tired, but go on. Your turn. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is going to be a bit hard. I actually had to write down notes for this because this is a bit difficult. So, thanks for all the congratulations, good wishes, and efforts into finding patterns for veils and the like, particularly Emily, the Shanty Dragon Emily, and Heidi, who is packing knits.
Beautiful, beautiful patterns.
Beautiful patterns. But unfortunately, Thomas and I will not be getting married. I have, after some hard praying and thinking and just trying to work things out, I have come to understand that the situation would not be feasible and to believe that we'd be better off apart. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything he shouldn't have. I just don't believe, based on certain circumstances that I didn't know about until I didn't understand until after we were engaged, that we would not both be happy. I'm okay. Please pray for both of us. Please don't discuss this on the PHN boards. If you feel like you want to contact me or something about this, please do so privately. I am okay. This is my decision. It was a very rough one. But I'm much more at peace now that I have made it.
She took all the effort to go through all the facts and figures and whatever.
Yeah. But I'm okay. Just prayers would be appreciated for both of us. Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, it's
a little harder than you thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. We want to thank you. We do want to thank you for your support in helping us find veil patterns and things. Mm-hmm. We are keeping some of those. Some of those pattern ideas.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. This does lead into some of the autism stuff.
Because it leads into Davina.
Davina, as you know from previous podcasts, our previous podcasts, if you watch Jules Lunder's podcast, you may have seen, I don't know, I'm a little behind on Indie String. I think it's Indie String.
I don't know.
Where they're talking about things, but people on the spectrum, autistic spectrum, a lot of times are very routine-oriented and they don't take change very well. So needless to say, this was hard for Davina.
She is very, with good reason, she liked Thomas a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Likes Thomas a lot.
Yes.
So this was very difficult on her.
It's hard for her to understand how two people she likes or cares so much about can't be happy together, and she needs a fall guy. So it's very difficult
to explain there's no bad guy.
That there is no bad guy. You know, that we want, that they made the decision based. The decision was made based on what was determined that would be bring happiness in the long run for both of them. And it goes beyond the fact that she doesn't get to wear the yellow dress for the bridesmaid and all that. That's something secondary. I mean, it's there because that was something she was looking forward to, but it's also, you know, she just doesn't understand it. It's hard for her to process.
Yeah, because it's a concept that's that is difficult, can be difficult for people who are not special needs. But how she's handling it is actually, I guess, gives another view into autism. She keeps looking for a reason. She's trying to find a bright side, but it's hard for her.
And she's not always appropriate with her.
No.
And we can't really say some of the stuff on camera, but suffice to say, our mouths sometimes go.
She doesn't necessarily understand how certain statements can be hurtful after the fact.
Right. And she doesn't mean them to be.
No, she doesn't mean them to be.
She's just trying to work it out. This is something that they go through the same process of trying to make sense of whatever's happened.
Except
but
they don't have the filter.
They don't have the filters, and so it's.
And they don't necessarily register that something might be hurtful until someone tells them.
Right, and then that's another thing they have to deal with, because at least with Davina, she gets all upset when she feels that she's done something inappropriate.
Yeah.
So that's one of the insights we wanted to do with autism, autistic spectrum. I also wanted to talk about the thin line to know, and this was before all the stuff kind of
Exploded,
imploded, whatever you want to call it, was the thin line that parents sometimes have to walk, and siblings, in terms of how to handle certain behaviors, especially as they get older, because there are certain things that cannot be helped, and there are, of course, things that can. One of my rules of thumb was that if she said to me, "Oh, Mom, I can't help that, I have Asperger's," I said, "No, you can say that you can't do this because you have Asperger's. You can do something about it. You can try to do something about it." I'm a firm believer that you hold the bar high, not so high that you frustrate them over much, but challenge them like anybody else. I think that we don't do them any good by having a bar so low that they can step over it. It doesn't make them grow. It doesn't push them to their capacity to be the best person they can be.
Well, you wouldn't do it with other kids.
Yeah. Some people do, but
it's not best for kids who are normal. Why would you do it for a kid who already has? I don't know. You don't want to coddle them.
Right. I mean, obviously, like I said, there are differences. You know, I can't send Davina across the street to get a cup of sugar from somebody unless I'm standing right there at the street and watching her, because she won't look both ways. Or even if she does,
it's not really.
It's not really looking both ways.
It's a head turn.
Yeah, that is not. I know that's not. I can send her out there, but I have to be responsible, because if she doesn't do it and she gets hit by a car, that's my fault, because I know what she does. But holding her responsible to keep her room clean and having consequences, or to be respectful even though she would rather not, is not unreasonable. And the problem comes when I don't know what she can really help at any given time.
Because like any kid, she just can be manipulative.
Yes, and she's also like any. I hesitate to say this because I know the guys will have a field day with it, but yeah, la, guys. On the cycle month.
Yeah.
Yes. She
on the cycle of the month.
Yes. She is very, very moody.
So there's like a week where she's not.
Yeah. So my point is, when do you push? When do you not? It's very. I guess what I'm trying to get at in a roundabout way is that it's sometimes hard for parents and siblings and other people who deal with Asperger's kids or adults to know when to push and when to hold back. It's hard even with quote-unquote normal kids. I hate that normal kid thing, because when Davina says I'm not normal, I said, yes, you are. You're normal for you. Normal is such a, I don't know, such a subjective term. So, you know.
But what we mean by normal is like behaving in the way that everyone else
accepts.
Right.
And then I can get that. I don't want to go there, but anyway. So my point was, just when you see parents who are dealing with someone like an Asperger's or autistic person, or
don't just assume that they're mean.
Yeah, or even an emotionally disturbed person, don't assume they're mean, or don't assume that they don't discipline, because sometimes things happen and it's a meltdown, or it's too much stimulation or whatever it is. Please don't assume that the parent is not, and I know I'm speaking to people who wouldn't, but just for awareness sake, I've been on the receiving end of people looking kind of like this, like, why can't you control your child? You know, if it's hard to explain to people that, you know, she's having a rough time and cut her some slack, you know.
I
Cut
mean,
her
it's
some
not.
slack.
She doesn't get that as much anymore.
No.
Usually she gets, because she doesn't have the public meltdowns like she
Mm-mm.
used to.
Mm-mm.
I don't even remember the public meltdowns that much.
Oh, well, she used to have screaming fits and stuff like that
Oh,
when
I
she was
didn't know.
younger.
I really
Yeah.
don't remember that.
Well, you were a baby. But she would sit in the car, and my mother, I would be working. My husband was on remote, which means, for those of you not military, he was overseas for a year, and I was with my parents, with the girls, and I was working part-time, and my mom was taking Davina and Talia to a basketball game. My sister was playing. And Davina screamed her head off the entire time. I mean, she just screamed the whole way in the car. My mom had to pull over and sit there, you know, so she could, because she had daymares and nightmares and God only knows what else, and you know, it was tough for her to have Daddy gone.
Daddy's girl even then.
And even then, we had a picture of Daddy on the wall, and that was good. But when we took off, my husband pulled us over 6 months into his tour, and that night she chose to just have the biggest of all meltdowns. My sister and my parents kept taking her from bed to bed so I could get some sleep, because I had to take 2 children under 3 on an airplane for 12 hours or whatever it was. I gave Davina Benadryl with doctor's permission.
Oh my God.
She was like, and not enough to put her to sleep, just enough to kind of even her out a little bit. But it was interesting. But yeah, I guess I digress. A life with an Asperger's child, adult, can be interesting. It's challenging.
She doesn't have her meltdowns really, like, not
Mhm.
publicly now.
No.
And they're different now.
And now it's more like having a perennial preteen sometimes. Yes,
Attitude.
Yeah.
And the over
Dramatization. We have a sign on her door with her blessing. It says drama queen. So
yes, because she is a drama queen and a hypochondriac.
yes. But having said all that, she's got the biggest heart you ever
Oh,
see.
you can see, like, she'll see people. Example, we were in the post office the other day, and someone walked in, and this lady, you could tell she was tired. Maybe had like a it was a minimum wage sort of job, and she's wearing that uniform, and she looked tired and whatever. Davina saw like her earrings or something, or something about her. It was her hair and her earrings, and compliment her. You could see smiles around that whole post office.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, she can have meltdowns, but she can light up a place like that.
She brings happiness wherever she goes.
Because this person looked tired when she walked in. She smiled. The lady in front at the front of the post office line smiled. Like the whole place, it changed with just a couple words.
Mm-hmm. And she has the ability to do that. We have to be careful. Sometimes she wants to give hugs to people, and some people are a little bit. So we have to be careful. We kind of caution her on the hugs, but she can smile and she says things, and we are.
Sometimes we need to learn to let her go. To let her
be.
To let her lighten up the room, and it's hard sometimes because
well,
it's not It's not what's considered normal behavior.
I think we're concerned that people might not react the way she wants, and so.
But usually people do.
Usually
We don't give people enough credit sometimes.
No. That's another thing that happens with Asperger's or with special needs in general, I think, is you tend to be overprotective.
And sometimes if you just let them be, you see magic, miracles happen.
It's really something to see. So, yeah, we want to leave on that happy note. I do want to mention that this CAL is almost over. This CAL, we have some amazing things in there, and we look forward to seeing more amazing things. George, that blanket is fantastic. I love it. I already bought one.
I'm behind. I'll get there.
I meant to.
It's been a rough week.
I meant to answer everything in the thread before, like I usually do before I get on the podcast for the following week. But as Talia said, it has been a rather hectic week, so I did not get to that. So it will end on the last day of June. We'll close the thread out either the.
We need to decide which episode Davina we show up on, because she wants to make her.
Well, probably the next one, because well, you'll see Davina either next week or the following week.
Because we promised her before.
We promised her that she got to do either end. She gets the bookend. So You'll probably be seeing her in a week or two to say hello and to show her current projects.
Did she finish it during this period?
No, but she started something.
That's right.
We will be closing the thread on June 30th, either at midnight going into July 1st or early in the morning on July 1st, depending on who's around to do the closing, and we will then pick the winners and let you know who they are. You already know the rules, you already know the colors are bright, you know your FOs and your whips can be posted, and that chatter will not count, but please continue to chatter because it's fun to read.
We're looking at you, George and
Allison. Oh yeah, you guys make my day. I mean, it's so funny to read, especially when we're kind of a little sad or down, and it was really fun to see some of that. So that's really much appreciated. I'm sure we're not the only ones who get a kick out of that.
We need to write notes about who we're shouting at.
Yeah. We are co-hosting this. Well, Emily of the Fibertown podcast group, she is Chain of Fools. Hers is closed, but we want to thank her again for her part in the Cal. We are much appreciative of that, and we thank her for the prizes that she donated, the yarn and the pattern. We have the yarn, so those people do not have to worry about that, and she said she can handle the pattern for the winter, so you don't have to worry either when you get that. We want to thank Equal Opportunity Crafter podcast group. That is Juliana, who's Jules Lunder, and she has the Winding Journey patterns. And check out her, I think it's her latest podcast.
It's not the one called Curious, it's the one after that.
Yeah, and she has some really, really good information, stuff I'd either not known or had forgotten.
Well, because she's like a combination. Of the two of our experiences. She has an older brother who is special needs. I think he's actually autistic. And then she has two boys on the spectrum. So she has the combined experiences.
And she has up-to-date information.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned a lot from that. In fact, I need to go back and listen because there's some things that struck me and I forget what they were. I need to go back and listen to it again. So, yeah, so she is our co-host as well, and she also donated a pattern for our pot. So thank you very much, Juliana. We want to thank George. 10 hours or less.
Not doing anything that I wanted to.
You interrupted George.
Sorry, I always
George?
interrupt. George can handle it.
For George.
He can handle it.
He's lucky that that we just...
His snake is here. He can handle anything.
Anyway, George is the designer behind the Braid It Bright, which was developed specifically for our Cal, and we are very appreciative of that. Thank you very much, George. We want to thank Hank's mom, one of our winners for this last drawing that we just did, for the lace weight yarn that she donated, and we really appreciate that. It's gorgeous looking yarn. She will send it to the winner when we get to that point. Want to thank our bag makers. Yes, our bag makers. Ours. It is my bag, who's Lois, and she's donated a bag, and Ploverbird, who is Melissa, who donated
and Melissa,
bags.
I happen to have two of your cards, so I gave one away at Martin's because I keep getting comments about the bags. So you might be getting someone looking at your shop who, I don't think she's a knitter, I think she just likes her bags.
Yeah, and I think her niece likes owls, so you might get an owl order.
So
anyway, did I forget anybody? Yes, I did. I forgot. I always, for some reason, because she's kind of new to our group, and she is so busy with her designing.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Jane Designs. Yeah, I have to go get that pattern. Sarah Jane Designs 5 patterns that she donated for what am I trying to say?
One pattern
for each of 5 winners. Yeah, so total of 5 patterns. Thank you very much.
One pattern per person.
Yes, thank you very much. That's the easy way to say it. I think I've got all the people now. I think that's everybody. I apologize if I missed anybody because I was doing it on my fingers and not on my notes. So, yeah, there's a lot of really great prizes. So you still have 2 weeks. You have time to do a toy or a shawlette or a scarf or mitts or something. And even the even if you don't finish it, if you start a sweater, put the whip in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and yeah, Cal. Okay, we are ready to move ahead to. Yeah, we're ready to move ahead.
Okay, so how many do you have?
I have 1, 2, 3, 3.5-ish. Well, no, yeah, 3. I'll do the other one in the other section.
Okay, I have 5. 1.
I didn't do a lot of work because somebody kept me talking most of the time.
I don't know how I got as much work done as I did, because I really shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I think I got a lot of it done after the fact.
Well, one of mine is also a finished object because I spent a lot of time on that. So.
But let me finish this row. And mark it off.
Yeah. Okay.
Mark this off.
We had also kind of a hectic schedule with other things going on.
Yeah, but am I out of tea? Yes, I am. Okay, water. So the first one I'm going to talk about. I don't think I worked a lot on this. Turn my way.
They don't like you either. Ow.
Oh.
Oops. Happy went bye bye.
Okay, so this is Inkheart, which is the Lush pattern by Tin Can Knits, using US 3 and US 6 needles. Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein. My shirts are kind of showing in the corner.
Yeah.
In the fountain pen colorway. Knitting this for Mom. And the pattern was gifted to me by Nurse Kim Knits. And I'm making size 33. So hold on. It's a little less tangly now that, the sleeves have been started, but hold on. It still likes to get tangled.
Was it that James called that yarn barf?
I think you're right. Are you talking about James from
Knitting Well from...
Yeah, Wolf Farms. I
Yeah.
haven't watched them forever.
I'm a little behind on them, but...
Okay. So, did my needles just go through the knitting? Yes, it did. Okay. So, voila, the back of the sweater.
They click and they clack.
Yeah, they do. Sorry, my nail is kind of catching on the knitting weirdly. Okay, so
That looks pretty.
there's the back. Ooh, that should look nicely. And
There's your sleeve cap.
sleeve cap.
Shoulder cap? Sort of?
Sort of. I'm sure it looks kind of weird against the lace right now, but I'm sure it'll be fine once I get used to it. Once it, is actually on a person.
Well, doesn't that fold down, the collar? Isn't that the collar folds down?
I don't think it folds down. I think, because here's the collar right here. I think this is
Oh, okay.
on the shoulders.
Yeah, okay.
So, it'll probably make more sense when I see it on a person.
Sure.
Mom wants the sleeves a little longer than called for on the pattern. So I'll be making full-length sleeves instead of the 3/4 length.
I like my sleeves.
So,
Yeah.
which means the sleeves will probably be a little bit wider
Wider?
because they were supposed to end up here.
Oh, right.
But, yep, that is.
And normally I like 3/4 length sleeves.
Well, you said you thought this material would be too heavy.
Yeah.
So there it be. Oh, and apparently I don't remember if this is superwash or not, but we were talking to one of Mom's longtime friends.
She's in our group. Her name is Lacey One.
Yes.
Lacey One?
Yeah, Lacey One.
Yeah.
And she's been knitting long before we ever even thought of picking up needles.
Right. She knits and crochets. She designs her own stuff. She's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and she spins. But she gave us a tip that apparently superwash yarn you have to knit at a smaller gauge because it stretches more than.
Yeah. I found
And
that
she said
out.
it had something to do with stripping the lanolin or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't understand what she was talking about, but she was saying also that it might not be the same in crochet as for knit, but I did notice in my superwash Knit Pick Stroll tonal yarns that my shawls would almost double. So I would say that's probably the case for crocheting as well.
So, yeah, just a heads up that we received from a friend.
We're green today.
We are green.
Just saying.
Okay, it's your turn.
Okay, I did work on my Afghan this week. Not a whole lot. Mostly yesterday. A little bit here and there. It's my...
You ended up messing up several times while we were talking.
No, just once. I just had to go back a few rows because... Where's my hook? I looked at it and the bubbles go away.
Oh, the bubbles.
Anyway, on the front post double crochets there, I found out that for 2 or 3 rows it was like over to one side, so I had to take it out. It wasn't any big deal. It wasn't like taking out well, it wasn't like taking out that other yarn.
Yeah.
That I hope I hope she got it. I forget who I sold it to. I can't remember. I'm sorry, I forgot her name. She's part of the group, and I hope she got it.
You're a horrible person. Isn't she the new member?
No, I don't think so.
Cause she. Oh, that's right. No, she was already a part of the group.
Yeah, she was already part of the group. And I know her name. I just can't think of it right now. I'm having.
Because you're an evil person.
She's really sweet.
Evil and hateful and unkind.
But I'm making progress on this. I have to measure out and see how large of a swatch I have of this, or how large of a section with the front post before I get rid of that and just do the color. Once I do that, it should go a lot faster for the end. And I'm not in any real hurry. I do have a couple of blankets in queue. One of them is George's newest one. Well, actually 2 of them are George's, and then there's one that's kind of a log cabin kind of thing that I'm wanting to try. So I don't know what I'm going to do first, but in the meantime, I'm in no hurry with this, so they'll just sit there. And it is my own pattern. Although I guess I did more than I thought. There's my marker, my doohickey. The little
You see, I
blue.
never mark.
So
I have too many markers on my things that I make for other things. I can't mark how long I've been.
well, it's really funny because I've got this marker, and then I had these yarns to see, like this is a, let me see.
Well, because you're doing stash dash.
I'm doing stash dash, and I'm not sure how much yarn I'm using in certain places, so this was a partial skein of the yarn here, and this is where I started a full skein, so I have to measure for the full skein so I can get an idea how much yarn I'm using. But I found out, I was looking on the stash dash, and if you go, on the project pages, and if you go to a certain part of the project page, it'll list all your projects with all the yarn that you use for each project, the amount of yarn. Now you have to put the accurate information. If you put a full skein and you only
Right.
get half a skein, they'll put the full skein. But I thought that was kind of cool. It kind of is an incentive to keep accurate records of what you're doing.
Yeah, I don't keep accurate records of what I'm doing.
But well, I need to for stash dash. It's not for a prize or anything. I just want to see how much yarn I'm using, and this will eat up a lot of yarn. So I'm using an eye hook. I'm using Impeccable in the pink and the Yarn Bee Danielle yarn in the Dawn colorway. That is that.
Okay, so I need to get to the end of this row so I can show you this project. This is the Villainous, which is the box elder cardigan pattern by Maria Lay. I'm using US 9 and US 7 needles in the Dragonfly Fibers Traveler in the Villainous colorway. And I'm making size 36. Hold on, I have to do my purl. There we go.
I think I need to pull out that owl thing, so I've got to at least try knitting again. Nothing big, just try it.
Up comes the hood.
Oh, that's pretty.
As you have seen this 20 million different times.
Are you doing the sleeve still?
Yes, because the first one is done, has been done. This one, I think I have a few more rows where I have to worry about decreases, and then it's just knitting until it's long enough.
Now it won't narrow out when you do that? It just keeps its...
Yeah, It's not like crochet. Well, crochet bells when you do that.
Yes.
I have no idea why it does that, but it does.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if it's because it's a wider stitch or what. But, no, it'll just, unless I, increase or unless I increase, it won't bell. Unless I decrease, it won't decrease.
Mhm. Oh, that's good to know. I won't do.
But, well, you asked a question.
I didn't ask what the decrease.
Yes, you asked
I asked
if
what
it would taper.
Yes. Yes.
If I just knit straight. And I was
Yes.
like, no, it
I
won't
did
unless
not.
I decrease.
I did not, in fact, mention oh, that's intelligent.
Uh,
Me, 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 me.
but
Hot in here.
I'm comfortable.
Hot.
I could actually use another cup of tea.
Cup of tea.
Cup of tea. But yes, this is going along. I'm not so much looking forward to the part where I have to pick up all the stitches for the sweater, as
What's the back of it?
Sure. As the friend who
Like a little
visited
ribbon.
yesterday, Lacey one.
Yeah, because we don't have permission to use her name on
Yeah.
the podcast.
She said you're going to have a long cable. I'm like, well, I have a 60 inch cable that I was going to use that I've never used. That's for knit picks, so I'll probably have to find that one and use that to pick up all these
I
stitches.
think I have one as well if you can't find it.
But it will be a not fun part of this project, just picking up all those stitches.
But at least you'll know you'll be close to the end.
Oh yeah, and I know how to pick up stitches. It's just not my favorite thing in the world to do. A lot of times that's what stalls me on starting a sleeve is I don't want to pick up the stitches.
That's what's stalling me in my sweater because I spoke to, via messages on the board, I spoke to Shannon about blocking. No, Shannon, I haven't blocked it yet. Sorry. I will. I don't want to. I have to block it so I can get on with it because Shannon can't help me if I don't block it. So I will block it. And things, in my defense, things have been pretty hectic, but I will try to get it blocked. I'm not going to tell him when because then I don't have to apologize. But go ahead.
Sorry, I was counting.
Were you counting? Do you know that song?
No.
It's from Electra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've only seen it a couple times.
Because she's OCD. Guess that's pretty good for an assassin to be OCD.
Yes, because you want your assassins to be.
Well, she obsessively cleans, so there's no.
Well, I'm saying like, I'm thinking the alternate view of. Like, from the person who's employing the assassin, it's good for them to be OCD.
Right.
Let's use.
Well, I'm also thinking about it from the assassin itself. So
Yes.
That's what I was thinking of. Not from. Yeah.
1, 2,
Nerd.
4, 5, 6. Okay. But yeah, that's it for this project.
Okay. I have my next project. As I said, I did not work on my cardigan, so I'm moving on. I'll find my bag. Excuse me, I have to go out of frame for just a few minutes. Okay, I think it's in here. My blanket that I just showed you was in my M&M, New York M&M's bag. This is a Cloverbird sheepy bag. Okay, it's a medium. And this is my strawberry and cream. It's from the Dorothea Daily Grind Dish Towels, which is a free pattern by Lion Brand Yarn. I'm using an eye hook, and Hobby Lobby, I love this cotton in red and ivory. I made a fair amount of progress on it. This is Talia's when I finish it. It was going to be for something else for her, but it's going to be hers anyway. So
I'll just use it for. It's nice.
yeah, I mean you can use it for whatever if you want to.
Well, you can never have too many towels.
So it's going to be a dish towel size, and it's very soft, so she wants to use it to dry her face with. She can. I don't know if the makeup will stain it, but
I'll probably just use it for my teacup.
yeah, that's fine. It's almost done. It's kind of a slow project. I'm not sure why. It just seems to crawl along for whatever reason.
Did you lose your hook again?
No, I lost my marker. My hook's in here somewhere.
Did you ever have
Here's
luck?
Well, no. I think what happened was I put the hook, the marker in the wrong bag, and I know I saw an extra hook somewhere. Now I don't know where.
Extra marker?
Yeah. Oh, there it is. I'll use this
Mom, you have one on your sleeve.
Yeah, that's for my blanket.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There. Okay. This one here. So I don't lose my stitch. Because I'm always losing my hook. As anybody who's watched this podcast for any length of time knows, I'm constantly losing my hooks. Constantly. But I'm enjoying the project. It just seems to move really slowly. I'm not sure why. It's just like, I don't know. I'm not. It's not a project I dislike doing, and it's not that it's boring. It's just, I don't know. It's not my most enjoyable project. It's easy. It's just.
It's not what you want to be working with.
I went through a phase where I wanted to be working dishcloths, and I guess I'm over it. So hopefully I'll finish this by the next podcast. We'll see.
She might be so over it that it sits in
limbo for like the next 50 years. But I do like the pattern. I don't want to give that impression. It's a nice pattern. It's just there's so many things I want to replace it with, like my key lime pie shawl.
Mm-hmm. Did you start that yet?
No, I haven't yet. I should. I need to start something else. So, okay, your turn.
Okay, so I didn't work much on this, but I did work on it a little. Let's see which bag is it in. Someone's hardest? No, it's not. It's in the llama. Okay. I couldn't remember which bag it was in.
Llama.
And this is a large plover bird. And I have a small TARDIS plover bird in here, and a small turtle plover bird in here for holding my skeins for while I'm doing color work. Hence the reason why I have so many bags. Trying to explain that to a non-knitter is always very interesting.
Yeah.
But you need multiple bags when you do color work. So this is the Scarlet Scotsman. It's a Flying Scotsman pattern by Susan Ashcroft. I'm using US 7 needles. I did not swatch. I figured it's a shawl. Using Laying Yarns Jowl Magic in the colorway 60 Rust Gold Forest Wine. That's for the colorwork section. And then Spinning Thanks Moira in the colorway Let Heaven and Nature Sing for the main part of the shawl. And that was from a BAM, that was a Needs My Bag BAM that she did over Christmas. Was it last year? Year before?
Year before, yeah.
I've had this yarn for a while.
It took all my willpower not to do her other BAM.
The color is actually coming up now. It's not showing up as nicely as I'd like it to. The colors kind of like to blend in here.
It'll look really nice when it's done, though.
I'm
It'll
hoping
be very
so.
subtle.
It will be very subtle. At least it's showing up a little bit.
Mhm.
The yellows and the greens. There are some reds in there which I think are showing up a tad.
It's hard to see in this light.
Yeah. But
you may hear Davina. She decides she wants to take her shower. Coming through, she will try to be quiet, but I heard her bell, so she might be coming down.
my hair is like doing whatever the heck it wants to. Okay. But yeah, that's it so far.
Okay. How many more do you have?
Hold on. Oh, one interesting thing about this is, you know how typically with color work you work in the round? This is not. This is worked flat. So one side I'm doing color work while I'm on the wrong side, which is very interesting, shall we say.
Interesting.
I do look forward to doing color work at some point, not with this project obviously, but with another project where it is completely in the round. And I don't have to worry about trying to do color work while keeping my stranding in the front while I'm on the wrong side. But to answer your question, Mom, I have 2 more left.
2 more? Okay, that'll work. Let me think. I do 1, you do 1. I guess it doesn't matter if you do 2 in a row at the end or the beginning, because my other one is a, before we go into FOs, I want to do the one I...
Right.
So, do you want to do 2 or do you want me to do...
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, my next project, I didn't work a whole lot on it, but I was proud of myself for bringing it out. This will be mostly Plover Bird bags today. This is my Plover Bird in the Park bag, which I absolutely love. It's a medium size, and it's my newest bag. Got owls on it. It has owls on it. Look, packing it. It has owls.
Oh, and this Coast Guards, etc. Love the
Oh,
cute,
it's in
adorable
that
little
room.
owls for that baby room.
That room is, I told, yeah, if you want to come paint my room, you can do that.
Those little owls, so precious. I mean, Zero's really cute too, but the little owls, yeah, are precious.
She did a great job. This is my Guileless, which is from the Guile pattern by Anastasia Zattel, who is Anastasia Knits Designs. She does some really fantastic patterns, and I picked this one up now that I had some hooks free. I just decided I'd get back on this one. I'd like to finish it. And I'm getting better at doing the fiddly bit. So
Now,
that's
is
good.
this one you're keeping for yourself, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure.
Maybe you might go in the gift box we keep talking about.
It might, but I kind of like it.
Mhm.
I don't know. It depends. I might go to Grandma because of her colors, but if it does, I'll make another one maybe. Possibly. I might make an alteration though in the way the increase goes, if I do that, because it's a little fiddly for the increase. But that's me. That's nothing wrong with the pattern. It's just me, and I'm getting better at it. So it is. I'm using Zoe sock yarn from the Shalimar yarn in the Zoe sock, and it is a one-off. They kind of one of those, I guess Amanda from No Makers would call it a pot scrubber or pot sticker or whatever she calls it.
Yeah.
And
Pot soaker?
Pot soaker, yeah. And I have two. I have that, and I have this color is the contrast, and this is also Shalimar yarn. This one doesn't have as much. It's hard to see in the slide. It has a little. Actually, it has a little more variation than I thought. It's just one is lighter and one is darker, and those are the two yarns I'll be using. And it matches my bag. Matchy. See, Dawn, I can match my bag. Dawn's a bad influence on me.
I was laughing about Kathy's last podcast, Knit Nerd, because she was talking about how her Little House on the Prairie project, she worked. That was okay to work that one by the campfire, where you could have the smell of the burning and stuff of the wood and stuff,
special.
because that made her think of Little House on the Prairie, and
Kathy is special. We love Kathy. Everybody knows that. Yeah, so this is, I forgot
So
to
she
use-
was matchy with that.
I am using an H hook for this, and I already told you. Oh, the Shalimar yarns, it's called the Lost Soul colorway, which is the one-shot deal. So, yeah, I like this. And this is for Anastasia's Guile Shawl Cal. I don't even know if I'm in I'm probably so far behind that it's just,
Well, we remember her last Cal.
yeah. So anyway, it's fun. I like it. It's a good pattern. I just put it aside because I got busy with other things.
Okay, so the next project I will talk on after I finish this row is Davina's Gift. It is the Diana's hat pattern, which I've made this pattern before, by Joanna Johnson, using US 4 needles, Cascade Yarns Heritage Paints in the Fruit Salad colorway, as evidenced by the obvious name. It is being made for Davina, and it's made for her from yarn gifted to her by the Turbo Knitter 64.
It's very,
Liz
very
Kenneth.
nice. You're very nice of them.
It is beautiful yarn, definitely Davina's colors, and I have like 4 stitches to go, so we will go ahead and 3 stitches.
2, 1.
1.
Happy New Year.
There we go.
Yeah.
So,
There.
it's in the Birds on a Wire bag.
Hey, it matches.
Which was definitely an impulse buy at the time, but I love this bag.
Yeah. I almost bought that bag. I love it. It's cute. But I wasn't as enamored of that as I was with the pigs.
Yes, which I did buy off of underneath you. So,
She's going to love that.
yeah, and she was the one who picked the pattern. Oh, she was given the choice of knitting with the yarn herself, or having me knit, or make, she didn't knit, I'm sorry, of crocheting with the yarn herself, or having me knit a pattern she wanted. And she chose this pattern. Because she loves the hat I have in this pattern. I did not swatch
She's not that. Her head's not that much different from ours. So.
Mm-mm. So I just got started with it. It'll be fine.
It stretches.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I think it'll turn out well, and she will have a hat.
Is that your last one?
One more.
Okay, I don't have another one. I don't want to do that other one. So.
Yeah. Well, we knew I'd have two in a row.
Mhm.
So let me put this away. My other one I started on Friday. Actually, it was Saturday, early Saturday morning. This is in my Ploverbird TARDIS bag. Even though it's not the bigger on the inside bag, that's a No Maker's bag. This bag always feels like it's bigger on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something to do with the space stuff inside. It just
Yeah.
feels like it's huge.
That would go really well with Wild Hare's new yarn that I told you about.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But this is I'm not very creative with my names recently. This is Josh and Mel's baby number 2 because my friends from school, Josh and Mel, are having their second baby. Well, not until like next year, but so I looked at patterns and got hooked by another 10 hours or less pattern. Not the same one, not the hearts one, but this is the swimming seashells one. So George very kindly let me have gifted. I had bought this pattern in an ebook form before, but they didn't have the pattern adjustments for if you wanted to do it with different weights of yarn, because originally the pattern, I don't think I'm giving anything away by saying that you would hold 3 yarns together, and I didn't have 3 skeins of yarn already. I didn't feel like taking this out of its skein, so I wanted to do just one yarn by itself. So in the single pattern, I think he had adjusted all of his patterns to allow for different weights of yarn and telling you how to do the math. So I bought that form of it because I wanted to be able to do that with his pattern, and he gifted to me.
He's really
that
good about
pattern.
things like that. He just refunded me because
refunded me. Thank you.
I think that I must have bought his I think it's called the seashells something or other.
The same one I'm talking about, swimming seashells.
No, it's not that one. It's crocheted.
Oh, okay.
But it's has, I think it has seashells in it. I don't remember the name offhand, but I've always liked it, and I picked it up. I must have picked it up in a book, booklet or something, and I bought it when I bought his new one again. And he's very quick to refund you your money. So George, thank you very much. I did send you a PM to thank you. I believe I'd sent it. I'll have to check and see. But I wanted to thank you here too because I'm really appreciative of that. Thank you very much.
Yes, and George is awesome, we all know this.
Yes. Standing ovation for George.
I am using US 10 and US 9 needles, Caron 1 pound in a claret colorway. And it'll be, it's supposed to be 35 by 35. Or it's either 35 by 35 or 36 by 36, I can take a look. So I cast on appropriate number of stitches.
Love that color.
And it actually looks to me like it's being worked sideways.
How do you work a blanket sideways?
Well, because it's a square.
But how do you work a square sideways? It's a square.
Well, what I mean by you working it sideways is that, the shells are supposed to be like this, and I'm working them side to side.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, you can kind of see the shells taking effect. There's no chart for this. His instructions are very clear. You get a purl rest row in between your increases. Wow, I have really bad dark circles under my eyes.
Yeah, that's why I'm sitting back here because it's easier not to see.
Well, also, anytime I pull something red up to the forefront.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been enjoying this. This has all been progress that I've made since Saturday morning, and I worked Saturday night and Sunday night.
You have converted her to baby blankets,
yeah,
George.
I hated baby blankets.
The heathens have been converted.
I refused to touch one ever again after I completed a crocheted one. My first knitted project was supposed to be a baby be a baby blanket, and I hated it. It almost killed my desire to knit. So, for the fact that I now am willingly picking up baby blankets is a testament, George, to your patterns.
Yes. Well, we know how good he is at them, so.
So I am very pleased, and I am enjoying the process of knitting this. And who knows, I might be converted to look at other people's patterns, but George will always be my go-to for baby blankets.
Well, I'll tell you, with the way you're doing them and stuff like that, I am half tempted to pick up one of his for even knitting. I mean, this
Isn't that gorgeous?
It is absolutely. It's heavy.
And well, it's. I want it to be a little heavy. He didn't tell you what, how heavy it was supposed to be.
Well, he leaves it up to you.
He leaves up to you what you think is appropriate weight
For
the fabric, and then based on that and your gauge swatch, then he does the math.
Right.
This was the weight I wanted. I wanted it to be a fairly heavy blanket while still being good for when the baby's born in the summer.
Right. Oh, sure. I mean, it'll be fine.
I just didn't want it to be a light, feathery thing.
Right. I mean, I was just surprised.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't look as heavy as it is. You have the garter stitch border at the bottom so it doesn't curl
Well, ours are still here too.
on the sides, so it doesn't curl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's very nice.
I really like this patterning.
Oh, it's very awesome. I fell in love with it immediately. So very enjoyable.
All right.
And now that I have finished showing, I can actually work on it.
Now, do you want me to do the FO or the other one first? Yeah, probably FO, right? Okay.
Even though I want to work on this, I'll probably continue with the sleeve.
Okay. I don't have. I have a finished object. Yay for me!
Yay
It's
for you.
It is in my Funtific bag. This bag is stuffed. I finished my Elsa shawl, which is by Anastasia Zattel. It's called the Envision This. And I really like it. I'm not quite sure how to wear it because it was hard for me to visualize the width and the length. I think I might make it a little wider next time, even if I don't cut back on the length. But I do like it just the way it is. It's quite long, or quite wide, however you want to. The wingspan must be about 6.5 feet, maybe. See, it's let's see here. It's not doing justice to it. Let's see.
I'm trying to help you
I'm trying to get.
It's soft.
It is, and it's hard to see how it falls. There we go. Now you got a little bit of idea how it falls. I can. Let me see here. I used. I love this cotton in the denim stripes. I think this was, or maybe just denim colorway, but it's
a
quite
nice length
It's
in the
quite
back.
generous, and it really wraps around nicely. I was asking my friend Lacey One when she was here how to wear this thing, and she was helping me with it. But I think there are several ways. Some people tie it behind in a kind of a shrug like this, and I can even be fiddling with the roof like this.
Actually, that'd be very nice for cold weather.
It's quite warm for a cotton, and I think there are a number of ways of wearing it. I just haven't figured it out yet. And I really love it. The thing about this pattern is, like George's patterns, she allows everything to be adjustable. You can use different weight yarns. You can use different sizes. This was worked side to side, so if I wanted it to be narrower and shorter, I could have stopped sooner on the increases, and then did fewer in the middle maybe, and then stopped, and then had the same amount on the end.
Gives you
on
more
this end.
control of your finished product.
Yeah, I like working shawls side to side because you kind of get an idea of how much yarn, you know how much yarn you have, so you can work to that amount of yarn. It's a little harder for me to visualize in terms of how it will fall, but I think that'll come in time. I like the edging. It's simple, but it's nice little kind of a open work. I don't think you can see that. You can see the laces, the edging on here. I move forward.
Generally, probably my favorite way to work shawls is from you start with a small amount and then
Yes.
increase up, because
Yes.
then you really have control
Yes.
over how big it is based on how much yarn.
I do. I prefer that, and that this is fun to work because if you have a limited amount of yarn, I like to do it this way because you know how much yarn you're using. But in general, if I'm just making a shawl and I don't, I know I have enough yarn.
See, I like it even if I know I don't have enough yarn, or if I'm not sure I have enough yarn, because it'll just end up a shorter shawl. It'll still.
Yeah, I don't like short shawls.
But I mean, the one is it's when you do it when you start from the widest end down to the smallest, you're kind of stuck.
Well, I'm not talking about that's not this.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying in general.
Oh yeah.
I
don't like doing that
Whereas
either.
when you do it from smallest to largest.
Right. Well, that's why I prefer it. But
Yeah.
this is what like I said.
Oh yeah.
I like this one. This is probably my second favorite way of doing it because you can, and then probably one of my favorite ways when I don't have enough yarn, and I don't want to run out. But it is done. I don't know if I'm keeping it or if this is going in the gift pile. It's very soft. I really like it, but I don't know yet what's going to happen to it. Yeah, so that's that. And do I continue? Do you have anything?
I don't have.
Okay.
I didn't do any graphic novel or anything.
I didn't do any graphic novel either, but I do have something that I frogged.
And we're running out of an hour, so we better.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a little bit long.
Yeah, it is. But that's to be expected.
I frogged, give me the topics.
Yeah.
I frogged, this is in my lowest, Knitting's My Bag small Fake Hope and Love bag, which I absolutely love. I went ahead and frogged my Sedna shawl. I was not going to do it. I had a lot done, but
I would try to get you to frog it earlier.
I just
Sedna and I have a bad relationship.
didn't want to. So here's my yarn for the Sedna. I have another skein. And I actually started playing with, because I haven't, I couldn't see well enough to make sure I had the right number of stitches on here. But I want to do, if I can, I don't have a real good track record with this yarn. I've torn it out of 2 or 3
You
projects.
should already have this whip. Why is it not a whip?
Because I'm not sure I'm working it. I had to make sure I'm working. I don't know if I have enough. I don't know why I didn't count it. But anyway, what I think I'm going to do is called the Stellar Beret, and this is by, I believe this is by Linda Perman. Yes, it's Linda Perman. I like her stuff. My blue sweater was her design, and this is the hat. I think it'd be really great for this yarn, and it's from this thing up there.
She can't hear you. She's in the showers.
Darn, it's not coming up very well. You can see this on my project page probably, although I don't have a project page set up for it. It's on my queue.
There, you can kind of see that now.
And it's really pretty with the colors. I don't think I'll need all my yarn for this, so I think if I have enough yarn, I'll either do fingerless mitts and a scarf, or just the fingerless mitts because she likes the fingerless mitts.
And she won't care if it's a little itchy.
And she doesn't care if it's a little itchy. She'll love the sparkling on it.
Yeah.
I have tried to make her 2 or 3 different projects with this, and it just wasn't happening. So I'm hoping that this time will be the charm, and it looks like I understand what they're talking about in this, so we'll see. I want to see if I have better luck with this hat than I have with my own, and I'm looking forward to trying it. I should have it started by the next podcast. We'll see how far I get.
Well, that makes me think of something else that I want to make for Davina, just really quick. I know we're running long, and we should sign off pretty soon. But I was talking on actually Facebook to TARDIS Traveler 42,
right.
who is Katie Joe of the Three Stitches podcast. And we started, she was looking for yardage for a pattern she wanted to make for Camp Loopy. And I saw said pattern and thought it was awesome and would be very Davina, because Davina's been talking about how she wants to have a bolero. She just discussed it yesterday. And then Katie Jo happened to say on Facebook, oh, I want to make this bolero for Loopy U, but I can't find the yardage. So I'm trying to find all the comments. 13 more comments. I want to show the picture. So it's a drops pattern. It's a free pattern. It's a knitted drops bolero with, I think it says crochet edge. Okay. And it's using baby alpaca silk. I do happen to have some baby alpaca from a failed sweater. Let's see. So it looks like it comes with a little undershirt thing. I won't make that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, see.
Oh, I didn't know it came with it, huh?
But
It's almost like a cami.
yeah, this. Go back to the other one. Keeps flipping to the one I don't want to show you. So that. It keeps doing that.
Well, they can look if they want to look.
But it's not letting them see the one I want to show them. Let me try going to the Ravelry page so it won't flip on me. Because I don't want to show them the
cami.
the cami. I want to show them the actual bolero. There we go. So now that I've pulled it up on Ravelry instead, it should stay. That it's really classy looking. The color I have in Baby Alpaca is this really bright, gorgeous blue, which would be very nice for Davina. And it's a very classy style, and she, she'll feel all grown up in it and stuff. And I think it'd be fun to knit.
Sure.
And it's free. I already have the yarn.
Pattern's free.
And the pattern's free. So I will have to make that. I'm not sure when I'll start it, but I have to make that. And I can knit and crochet, so there's no real issues. Not sure where the crocheting comes in.
Maybe on the edging. It might even be something with the straps for the
right,
cami.
it might not actually be in the...
Because sometimes they'll do that for the straps. They just do like some kind of a chain stitch or something.
Well, we'll see. That's it for me. For writing, I did a little bit of shared story because Mom finished it and handed it to me.
Yes, I did. I did indeed.
So I got some of that done.
Okay, I didn't do any fiction writing. Well, I did some, but not really. I haven't counted up yet, so I'll put that next week. I did about 453 words to a nonfiction piece I'm doing for work. I have to finish that. So that's the only thing I have for the writing, but I do have some stash enhancements. I had ordered on a D-Stash. I didn't think I was going to get it, actually, because we had some issues, and I mentioned this a couple podcasts ago, regarding a person, and I don't want to mention the person's name because she came through and she got it to me with a little bit of product. I think she may have been ill. But in any event, I got it today, and I'm not going to go through it with you if I haven't had a chance to do anything but flip through it. One is the Afghan Patterns by Hirschner's. I got it because I like the pattern on the front.
Oh, I thought because you like the kitty cat.
I like the kitty cat too. But there's some nice patterns in here. I'm not a big fan of motifs, but I will try it if I like it.
Oh, I like the flowers.
That's the motifs?
No, that one.
Oh, this one? Yeah.
That one's pretty. You don't like that?
Maybe.
It's pretty. Show them.
Yeah. It's okay. I think I don't like the... I'm not sure how they do the detail work and focus.
Look at that. That's pretty.
It is
she has no
pretty.
appreciation.
Well, I like this one. I like this one with the heart.
That one is pretty.
Kind of reminds me of George's. And then I got this, which is a little bit dated. It's 1999. Let me see. 1989.
Oh my.
And 1990. So you can see the hairstyles and things, and the way they pose and stuff. You can see the influence of the late 80s and the early 90s. But some of the patterns in here have potential. I'm glad I bought it. The D-Stash was $10 for the both of them, including shipping.
It's so like
And
forever
so-
ago.
Yeah, I mean, to give you an idea, she was 3. or 2 in 1990. 1989 she was 2. So this is an old book, but this is cute. But there, a lot of the patterns I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But there are 2 or 3 in here that make it worth getting the book. And some of the others that if I decide I want to do, to go ahead and try to
I mean,
piece
that looks like
something.
it'd be comfy.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that one. That was pretty. I wouldn't mind doing it if I ever get comfortable with
Some
pieces.
of the color choices are hilarious.
Well, it looks like a lot of them have some kind of fuzz to them, and I don't
I
want to
wonder
do
if they're
fuzz.
working with mohair.
I don't know. I don't do mohair. It's just a pain. But I think it was worth the $10, even if I only do a couple patterns. Because, like I said, it was included the shipping, it included the second pattern, and it included the book. And you know, sometimes patterns on Ravelry go for $5 or $6, $7, $8. So I think it was well worth taking a gamble on it. I want to thank.
Even if you only get a giggle at the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, even if Davina uses it for fashion.
She would too.
I want to thank Carol from the, and the reason I'm calling her Carol and not by her name is because I can't remember what her Rav name is. She is over in, I think it's called D-Stash Library, and she is working with some of us who had a little bit of an issue with a certain seller, and she has managed to get the ball rolling for either refunds or delivery. So Carol, thank you very much. We appreciate that. I know everybody appreciates your effort. Thank you very much. Let's see. I think that's just about it. Because we did no tips or tricks. We thanked everybody. I am going in the interest of keeping this.
The interest is the fact that we are at an hour 15 minutes.
I'm just going to say thank you for everybody who did everything. We apologize for going so overboard. We appreciate your consideration. It will be shorter next time, we hope.
Hopefully, yes.
Although
if Davina comes on next time, might not.
It might not, but they might forgive us for Davina.
Yes.
So anyway, enjoy your knitting, your crocheting, whatever crafting makes you happy. Have a wonderful week. God bless. This is Pen, Hook, and Needles, episode 107, and that's a wrap.
Bye.